Hello and welcome to the Always Sunday Football Podcast. It's Sunday morning, and that means it's time to freak out. It's championship week for those of you who celebrate. I'm Dave. I'm joined as I am every Sunday morning by Anthony. How you doing, Anthony?
Little nervous. How are you doing?
I'm more than a little nervous. I am sick to my stomach. I almost canceled this today. So basically what we got going on, we every Tuesday night we get together with the guys, or sometimes I do solo shows, and we recap the week's events. And then on Sunday mornings, Anthony and I get together. We go through the slate, and we try to build some DFS lineups. We talk about each game from a DFS perspective, all the fantasy relevant players. And then we try to build a cash lineup and a tournament lineup. Cash lineup being a lineup that has a lot of solid floor plays in it, safe plays, and a tournament lineup that's got some crazy upside plays that are a little bit riskier but could potentially pay off real big. So with that in mind, we only have an 8-game slate today, so it shouldn't be too long to break down. It might be a little trickier to build the lineup though, because we don't have as many games to choose from.
We got the jellies though.
We do have that, so we'll see how it goes as we go along. First game, first and foremost, we'll start with the Jets in Buffalo. Okay, the Jets are at Buffalo. The Bills are at home, 10-point favorites with a 45-point over/under. Rodgers is playing today. Davante Adams is playing today. Any of the Jets that you would normally think of, Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall. Aside from Davante Adams, I really don't have too much interest in Jets. What about you?
Agreed. I mean, the past few weeks, the Rodgers Davante Adams stack has been okay for what the price point has been. So I'm still not opposed, because they're going to go against the Bills and you're going to have to score because they're going to just mop the floor with you. And their pass defense isn't as great as their run defense is. So, or vice versa. I mean, the defense has been like up and down. Like sometimes they're shutting running backs down, sometimes they're not. But I just think I'd rather try and go for the receiver side of the Jets than the Breece Hall, in my opinion.
I agree.
Like a Braylon Allen is like somebody. It's like it's a high risk, high reward. Maybe he gets some catches, but honestly, if I'm doing anything on the Jets, it's just the Rodgers Adams stack and then walking away.
Same here. What about on the Bills side? I mean, obviously Josh Allen is probably a good play every single week, depending on how much money you have. James Cook is pretty much a good play every single week. He's always a little bit higher priced.
He's been for the past 2 years, he's been a better back half of season player than first half.
Yes.
So 7,200 for a cash play. I wouldn't mind James Cook. Josh Allen 8,500. I mean, he's been servicing his dollar amount for every week, but try to see if we could save money if you're trying to. Like I wouldn't mind James Cook. So James Cook is good for 20 plus points every game for the back half of the season.
What about pass catching options for the Buffalo Bills? Do you have any that you like?
No, because they're just everyone. It's like there's no one guy, in my opinion. It's whoever's day it is that day.
I agree. Yeah, I mean Shakir is usually the best answer to that question.
It's safe. It's because he's most compatible with him, been there the longest. But I'm probably like I said, for the Jets, it's Rodgers Adams stack, and then for the Bills, for me, it's Allen and Cook, and that's it.
Cowboys Eagles. This game not so appealing considering all the injuries. There's no Jalen Hurts in this game, so Kenny Pickett's going to play. There's no Dak.
CeeDee Lamb.
There's no CeeDee Lamb. The Cowboys don't have really much of anybody left. They got Rico Dowdle. They're starting Cooper Rush. Any Cowboys you're interested in this game? The Eagles' defense is one of the best defenses in the NFL, and they're pretty much still fully intact.
Yeah, the last time Cooper Rush played, he scored like a -2, and in Dynasty, or no, in one of the leagues I have, I was in our Dynasty league. I'm starting Mason Rudolph over Cooper Rush, so not something I'm excited about because of Jalen Hurts. So, yeah, scared. Oh, your boy.
It's your boy on a Sunday morning.
What's up, your boy? Full PPR. Flex London, Jennings, Spears, or Tracy. Oh my God, at Laporta or it's a separate one. All right, so full PPR.
Hmm.
God, I mean,
Spears is a nice play
Spears
today.
is the one for me because no Pollard.
Right.
Tracy's on the Giants.
Yeah, I wouldn't mess with Tracy. I probably wouldn't even mess with Jennings. I would go Spears or London.
And London, I'm afraid of too. He's been a little injury recently, and then freaking Penix. The only game you got to really see him was against the Giants, which really isn't telling you much about him, in my opinion.
Well, it did tell you that he's feeding targets to Drake London no matter what. Drake London is going to get targets today. There's no question about that. He almost forced the ball to Drake London last week. So I think London is a safe play, but I'd probably go Spears here.
Spears is my choice. Laporta or Chig? I'm starting Gibbs and Amon-Ra, so I'm leading Chig.
Me too.
Me too. I don't mind that. I mean, every one last week. It was Amon-Ra, J-Mo, Laporta, and Gibbs. They all got touchdowns. The odds of that happening again, not likely, but possible. But I would probably go Chig because of volume he'll get.
I agree. I'm going to probably go Chig on that one too. I'm starting him in a couple of championships today. He should get good volume. Anthony just mentioned he's starting Mason Rudolph. Mason Rudolph's number one option. His number one target is Chigakonkwo. And they're playing against one of the worst defenses in the NFL.
Right. And I'm also hoping that he's sharing that with Ridley. I need a Ridley day. I need a lot of Ridley.
All right. Well, good luck to you. And good luck to your boy.
Yeah, boy.
Today it's championship day, baby. We're all of our stomachs are quivering. Yeah, okay, so we talked about Cowboys, Eagles. I'm still okay playing AJ Brown with Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett showed last week that he was going to force the ball to AJ Brown. He's going to feed AJ Brown. So I'm still okay playing AJ Brown where I've got him, which is good because I do have him in one championship game. I think you do too, Anthony.
Yep.
Outside of that, I mean, Saquon, good play. He's going to be expensive. Other than that,
he's more expensive than Josh Allen.
Well, it's understandable.
I think you think the fact that they think maybe they're going to try and push for the title or the record might be, or
well, the fact that Jalen Hurts is out, plus the fact that he's so close to the rushing record, makes me think that you're going to see a lot of rushing in this game. A lot of
I'm going against
rushing.
him. So,
R.I.P. bro, Mr. Magic, never drafting Cooper Kupp ever again.
Oh, he was the playoff killer, bro.
I agree with you. I probably won't be drafting any Cooper Kupp ever again either. I had him on one team, and he definitely let me down yesterday. Should have stuck with Garendo
over Cooper Kupp. That's a hard choice to make.
Yeah. That's a tough one. You can't beat yourself up about that too much. You don't even know what Garendo's going to do today. Garendo might have a bad day, and then you turn out, neither one of them was a good play.
Right.
I'm playing against Garendo today, so I hope he's having.
I'm playing against Garendo, and I'm playing Debo, so I'm hoping it's a Debo show. Same as last week. We need to repeat.
Yeah, that's a tough one, Mr. Magic. But yeah, I'm with you on Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp he'll never be the same again in the eyes of fantasy players. He may never be the same again. Period. Like it might just
33 next year.
Yeah, it might just be over for Cooper Kupp. He probably won't retire, but as a fantasy asset, it's probably over for him. He had that.
You're looking at like moving into the Odell Beckham, where you're like the name is now worth more than what he's doing.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so Cowboys, Eagles done. Colts, Giants. Anthony, your Giants, baby.
So excited to throw up again.
The Giants are at home. They are 7.5-point underdogs at home to the Colts. The Colts are not good, for the record, and they're 7.5-point favorites over the Giants in the Meadowlands.
Hey, Jonathan Taylor's good.
Jonathan Taylor is good. 40.5-point over under. So let's start there. Jonathan Taylor is a good play. He's obviously very high priced.
Probably would be very high owned.
But for good reason. He's going to be the majority of that offense today, I imagine.
Well, you got to remember that for the Colts, no Anthony Richardson.
Right. Oh, that's fair. That's right. So no Anthony Richardson, which means Joe Flacco, which means Josh Downs, who I'm going against today in a championship, is suddenly going to be worth something again. He's been worth nothing for weeks, and then suddenly in the championship against me, he gets Joe Flacco back. So that's great. I'm really excited about
Well,
that.
hey, for you, buddy, and for me, I'm hoping it's Pittman all day.
It's not going to be Pittman. Everybody, I mean, come on, let's be real.
Can we just say it though?
You can say it, but it's not true. We have
All
to
right.
be honest with the people.
We can
Pittman
put
ain't
it
going to
out
do
there that hey,
shit
listen,
today.
we're all putting the vibes in for a Pittman day.
Mr. Magic needs JT to go off. Okay, so here we go. Your boy. What do we got? Non-PPR.
Non-PPR, Jacoby Myers, Garendo, Kendre Miller, Thielen. Thielen.
Yeah, I agree. Thielen's probably the play there, even though it's non-PPR.
Jacoby Myers, honestly, I think it's the same situation. No, but like they're going to be feeding Bowers the ball. He's on rookie record breaking. Garendo, huge question mark. Kendre Miller, I think last week they played like a really bad defense rather. And
no, they played a good defense. And
was it?
Yeah, they played a bad defense this week. They played a good defense. He didn't do any. Kendre Miller didn't do anything last week. He was a humongous disappointment, and I might have to play him again today in a championship. So yeah, no, Thielen's the correct answer. I think you're right.
The guy.
We don't need to go into it too much more than that. Are we worried about starting Okonkwo and Spears together?
No,
not really. Not really. That's going to be their entire offense, and they're going against the Jaguars, who's their easy defense to beat. I would go for it.
Who have also been pretty frisky on the offensive side recently.
Pretty frisky is strong. They had one frisky game with Mac Jones, and they had one game they were not even on the field.
It's frisky at the end. If you've noticed, it's like fourth quarter garbage time frisky.
Eagles D or Colts? Which one has potential for more turnovers? Probably with more turnovers. I don't know. It might be the Colts going against the Giants. But the Colts, the problem with this is the Eagles defense is worlds better than the Colts defense. It's not even close how much better. So the Eagles defense is so much better than the Colts defense that even though they have a little bit of a stronger matchup in Dallas, I still would rather play the Eagles defense than the Colts defense.
Well, yeah, because also no CeeDee Lamb. So
right.
That makes a huge factor. Like if CeeDee Lamb was in, that would actually affect me a little bit just because they're gonna score more with Lamb than without Lamb.
Yeah.
So I would still lean here Eagles defense rather. I mean, the Giants can, Dabo's playing for his job. This could be the game that they win a little or just don't fuck up as much. But I would still be more comfortable with Eagles.
I agree. I'm playing the Eagles today in a championship game. Yo boy, would you play Downs over Spears full PPR? That's risky, man. Now I think we just brought up Downs because Joe Flacco's playing, and now Downs is actually a viable starter. He's probably going to have his best game of the season because he's going against me in the finals, and that's the way my season is gone. It's not funny, but I don't know, man. That's a tough call. What do you think, Anthony? I'd probably still play Spears.
I think I would still play Spears, to be honest. As much as the Giants are trash, the defense isn't terrible. Giants are tanking though. Yeah. If you've noticed, they're tanking, and it's just it's weird tanking. It's the weirdest tanking ever. But I still want to go Spears because Spears with Pollard is still a decent flex option. Now Spears getting the full workload. He's gonna get 5 to 7 catches today. He's gonna get all the touches. I'd go Spears. Downs literally could go 4 for 40 and a touchdown, and that'd be a good day for him. And Spears, I think, could do better.
Yeah, I probably it's a tough. You're probably
That's a very good comparison and a good question.
Yeah, you're probably okay playing either one of those guys, whichever one you decide. But we're probably both leaning Spears on this one. And yeah, Mr. Magic is right. The Giants are tanking, but I don't expect them to win. The Giants aren't going to win the game. They're 7.5 point underdogs for a reason at home. But again, Dallas is 7 point underdogs and they're on the road. So it's it's tough to compare those two, the Eagles defense and the Colts defense. But like I said, the Eagles defense just being better is where I would make my decision. Yes, Mr. Magic, there are most of the games today have weather. If it's not a dome today, they probably have rain. Crazy weather, maybe not crazy, like you're not getting wind. I don't think we have any like 30-mile-an-hour winds or anything like that, but
definitely in the teens.
Right. Most of the games have weather. It's going to be hard to avoid weather today in general. Okay. Panthers Bucks. Bucks are at home, 10-point favorites over the Panthers. The Bucks are playing for the playoffs. The Panthers are dead. Panthers
are knocking people out, though. That's what they've been doing.
They have been, but they just put Chuba Hubbard, their best player, is on IR. Okay, so now they're going with backups. You got Bryce Young, you got Adam Thielen, and you got these running backs. Let's talk Bryce Young and Adam Thielen first.
That's a stack sandwich that I wouldn't mind playing in either lineup because it's a nice price, dude.
Yeah, it's been a nice price. But wait, I'm waiting for that nice return.
Well, 56 and 57.
Your boy Aubrey or Richard. Stop playing with kickers is the correct answer to that question. You gotta in the offseason, you gotta vote to remove kickers from your league and add an extra flex. That's what you got to do. There's kickers are a waste of time, but the answer is probably Aubrey.
Yeah, I mean, how many times in prior leagues before we've done this that you lost because of a kicker, and that is the most depressing thing in the world.
Yeah, it sucks.
Oh my kicker scored 27. Fucking 27.
Yeah. I'm in a league with kickers where the kickers don't get negatives when they miss. So they only get positives when they make it, but they don't get any negatives when they miss. So it's like it's the dumbest shit.
Especially where like this year and last year have been like super crazy misses and amounts.
Yeah. Mr. Magic has to play against Bucky in both games. That stinks. He's gonna probably. I mean, he's okay. So let's talk Panthers. We like the young Thielen stack in DFS. I'm playing Thielen in one of my championship games, in season long, hoping for the best.
Like, if are you shooting for the star on one of those $4,000 guys, or at all, or no?
What do you mean? Which ones? What are their names?
Coker, Leggett if he's playing, but more is like you're shooting really hard. But like, so I guess like a Coker or a Leggett.
I don't know, maybe, but it depends. I mean, if I'm really desperate and I need the space in my lineup, then maybe, but I don't know. That might be a little bit thin for me.
A little too rich for your blood.
The Buccaneers. Yeah, obviously Baker's a great play. Mike Evans is a great play. Bucky Irving's a great play. I think Jalen McMillan is a very good play this week with no Sterling Shepard and no Cade Otton.
I agree. I love me some McMillan. 4,600.
Yeah, see McMillan. I'd rather pay 46 for McMillan than 4,000 for any of those other guys you just said.
That's fair.
Mr. Magic.
I was just asking for the side we were on that team. I need Mike Evans to outscore Bucky. That is quite possible.
Yeah.
If you were to ask me if that's going to happen, I would say that I'd take the over and yes, just because they do have Rachaad White and they're not going to not use Rachaad White. And because Evans, how far is he? Is he still able to get it or no? He's not that far, right?
He's able to get it. Yeah, he needs like 96 yards a week though, or something. So he does.
He's got to get 2 games of under like just about 100, which is nothing as far as his average is concerned. So yeah, and like I said, I think like Bucky Irving, great rookie, had a good year, but like Rachaad White they're not going to not give him the ball, and if he has some sort of valuable play here and there, they're going to still feed hotter hand. So yeah, I think it could happen, bud, my guy. I'll be scared. I'm scared to start any Buccaneers running backs. That's why this year I actually traded away in Dynasty Irving and White. Maybe not the best because Irving's young, but just not even to have to figure out which one it is. And I like the receiving core better. Baker Mayfield's having a great year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm afraid of Rachaad usage ever since that fumble. Yeah, I mean, listen,
it's a fair concern. But every game is game by game. Like they're not gonna bench him for this whole game because he fumbled last game. You know, they might lean a little more towards Bucky, but like Anthony said, Rachaad White is still going to get work. He's simply going to get work. Now if he fumbles in this game. That's a different story altogether. Raiders Saints. This game's going to be gross, but I might have to play some players in it. You got the Saints at home. They're 2-point underdogs. No Kamara. no anybody really. The Raiders, AOC is starting. They're 2-point favorites, 37.5 point over under. For DFS, is there anybody in this game that you're trying to play?
Bowers,
Okay.
but like yet again, it's an expensive play. But look, he's another guy. Listen, you're paying the money, but he's getting the production. He's getting the work. Mr. Magic, do you see the Packers putting up many points?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been.
It's a 49-point over under, and
Mhm.
it's a 1-point spread. So Vegas thinks both teams are going to put up points.
Over 20 apiece. So yeah,
Yes, over.
it's and just like it's been a Cook's back half of the year, it's been a Jacobs back half of the year. He's been the first half of the year wasn't getting the touchdowns, but he was getting all the opportunities. That's why I was trying to trade for him in many leagues, because eventually the touchdowns got to come. And back half of the year, he's been very good. So yeah,
I think the Packers are going to put up points today. They're both. I mean, both teams have a lot to play for.
right. If you ask me which receiver is going to get them, I'm like, I don't know.
That's a tougher question. So okay, so Raiders, Bowers, Saints, pretty much nobody. So of the Saints, are you? I mean, in season long, would you play Kendre Miller today?
See, now you can't ask me that question without trying to give me somebody to start him over.
Kendre Miller or Rasheem Blackshear
Oh,
from the Carolina Panthers.
and Panthers are playing the Giants.
No, the Panthers are playing the Buccaneers. We just talked about that.
Right. Oh my God, Miller.
Panthers are playing the Bucs. The Bucs do have a decent run defense. You got the backup running back for Carolina or the backup running back for the Saints going against the Raiders defense.
That's fucking horrible. I mean, for season long, I think I have to try Miller, I guess, but it's like Kamara. I'm trying to think, because like the line has, for Chubbard, has it been more Chubbard, or the offensive line been pretty good? You know, where a lot of times I think Kamara is just making more out of nothing. It's super sad. I guess I would just throw up and lean Miller.
Because like the other thing to consider is that the Panthers brought up this guy Mike Boone from the practice squad. He could end up being the main ball carrier, and because Blackshear is a smaller guy, he's like 5'8", 190 or something like that. Like he's small, and he's been on the roster, but he was on the roster with Chuba Hubbard as like a change of pace guy. So he might end up
change the pace.
He might end up just getting like passing down reps, and Mike Boone might get the rest of the reps, like the main, like the
yeah. We don't. That's what sucks about
carries.
this is you don't know. Where at least in the Saints side, I know it's going to be Kendre Miller. So
well, but the problem is we know that Kendre Miller is not going to get like the passing down work in that situation.
No,
that's
but
going to
like,
be the other guy.
The thing is, you at least have more of a knowledge in that decision. Like you say, like Blackshear is just like, all right, the guy that was in the depth chart line. But Boone played for Denver. I remember he was a little feisty when he got on the field. So you don't know, and they might not know. They might literally be like, all right, well, listen, you know, this first set of downs, we're gonna give Blackshear the go and see how it is, and then like the change of paces, and then see a Boone, like whoever's looking good feeding the hand. I don't want to have that. I guess I'd rather go Miller in that sense, matchup wise.
Would you go Ridley or Debo today?
Oh, I have both of them in that dynasty league that the first prize is 1,800. I would love for both of them.
If you can only play one.
If I'm only playing one, to me, who's San Fran play again? They play like the
Detroit Lions,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd go Debo.
You just think they're gonna have to throw more?
I just think that game is gonna be, yeah, they're gonna have to throw more. The Niners out of it.
Yes.
But still, they're gonna want to throw more. I think, or at least that's what I'm hoping for. Yeah, like Ridley has been good in targets this year, but once like Rudolph's main guy is Chig. When Rudolph was in there, it's not like he was going crazy. I think he had one good game with Rudolph. So, and Debo, they work in special plays for him, running options and stuff. So I would go Debo.
Slight Debo.
Slight Debo, and that's honestly just because the Lions' defense is so depleted as well.
Their defense is depleted to a certain degree, and also
they're still playing great.
Their run defense is better than their pass defense, so that's where Debo could potentially hurt them a little bit. It's slightly Debo, but they're both scary plays. So speaking of the Titans Jaguars, the Jaguars are at home. The Titans are favored by a point, 38-point over under. On the Titans, we've talked about it. I mean, they have some interesting plays. They got Spears, they got Ridley, they got Chig.
They do. Rudolph is a $5,000 clean, even pretty price. You can do the Rudolph Chig stack.
Yeah, and cash Rudolph Chig is not bad.
That's $8,600 for both. Rudolph and Chig is the same price as Barkley.
Yeah. Are there any Jaguars you're interested in playing?
You know me, bro. There's always only one.
Brian Thomas Jr.
There's always only one.
Just Brian Thomas Jr.
Yeah, he's and like not even excitingly because he's 6,800. But the Tennessee's pass defense is like top 5 legit. Sorry, I just knocked the hell out of it. But depending on who's around that price point would be the decision maker for me. But you can't say with the year he's had on the team he's been on, like he's had a great rookie year.
Yeah. Yeah, aside from him, I'm not really interested in Jags either. Dolphins, Browns, 4:00 slate. Dolphins, Browns. Browns are at home, 3-point underdogs. No Tua. DTR starting for the Browns. 33-point over under. 33. This game is going to be so disgusting. Is there literally any play except for Devon Achane on the Dolphins? I'm interested in it.
7,700.
Other than Devon Achane, I don't think there's a single player I'm interested in this game.
I mean, not really. I mean, Ford's okay for a $5,900 running back. I think there's some opportunity for him to, you know what I mean? He scores a 20. He's okay.
Yeah, he's not bad.
But like, yeah, for DFS purposes, that'd be probably the only one I'd think about. I'd be scared, but I mean, if Njoku was playing, but he's not, that'd be it.
Packers, Vikings. This is going to be a really good game. Vikings are at home, 1-point favorite, 49-point over under. So we do expect some points from both teams, almost 24.5 points each implied, something like that. Packers. I mean, you got your Jordan Love, and then you have your question of who to stack them with. That's where things get a little tricky. I read something recently, 2 places. I read that the last time they played, or the couple times that Jaden Reed has played against the Vikings,
don't say it.
He has been the one to be successful.
I'm and going
then the other place I read it though, Anthony, which that's why I know it's going to be true, is that I read it on my opponent's roster that I have to play against, is that he has Jaden Reed. So he has Jaden Reed and Josh Downs going today. So they're both going off. So start Jaden Reed and Josh Downs. Not financial advice.
Jesus, I don't need this right now.
Yeah, Jaden Reed is. I'm going against Jaden Reed and Eddie's team. Eddie's going to score his most points of his entire season today. So just keep that in your mind. But you got Josh Jacobs. You've mentioned Josh Jacobs. He's a great play in general, but as Mr. Magic mentions, he's got a brutal matchup. You don't want to have to run against the Vikings if you can avoid it. I think Josh Jacobs is sort of matchup proof, and that offense is sort of matchup proof. But if you can avoid spending up for Josh Jacobs, there are better plays at the price.
How much is he? Let me see. Oh, 81. Yeah.
Yeah, there's better plays at that price just based on matchup. But then, yeah, if you want to roll the dice with Love and then one or more of his pass catching options, I mean, you got Dobbs, you got Watson, who's banged up always. You got Tucker Kraft at the tight end position. There are plays in this game. And then on the Vikings side, of course, Sam Darnold is having a lights out season. You got Justin Jefferson. You got Jordan Addison. Hawkinson has kind of fallen off lately. He's sort of faded into the background. And then
yeah, but the Packers got a good pass defense where
Aaron Jones.
Hawkinson might be nice for 40, 45.
Well, if they have a good pass defense, why would you want to play Hawkinson?
Well, tight end pass defense, not as well.
Okay. Yeah, I still am not. I'm probably not going out of my way to play Hawkinson. There's other tight ends we've mentioned that are cheaper that I would like better. But I mean, he's not a terrible play, you know, especially for like season long or something like that. He's not hateful. But yeah, on the Vikings, obviously, if you can, you want to play Jefferson. You want to, if you know, Darnold is a really good play today. Addison is a nice upside play. This game should have some points. I mean, this game, if you can get some pieces of this game in your lineup, that you want to try to work that in. Sunday night game, Falcons Commanders. Falcons still fighting for the division. Commanders still in playoff position right now. The Commanders are at home, 3.5 point favorites, 46.5 point over under. Falcons. Falcons are starting Michael Penix. Okay, we touched on Drake London a little bit earlier. He's a fine play, but he's a little banged up. Mooney seems to have a nice rapport with Penix in the first game, but didn't have big numbers. I think they're going to lean a ton on Bijan and try to run a lot in this game to take a little pressure off the rookie quarterback. What's Bijan's price?
Bijan, my friend, is 8,200.
Yeah.
So 8,200 Bijan, 8,100 Jacobs. Bijan all day today.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. That's definitely a better matchup. I'd rather go against the Commanders defense. Other than London, Mooney, Bijan, you're not playing Pitts, right? You can't play Pitts. Can't play Pitts.
It's scary.
Yeah, you can't play Pitts. Commanders, Jaden Daniels, good play. Terry McLaurin, good play. After that, it gets a little shaky. After that, it gets a little dicey. I mean, Zach Ertz is usually a volume play, but he's not going to be upside. So he's a fine, like, low price cash option if he's you know, the right price.
Right.
The running backs, I don't really want a ton of that because, you know, Brian Robinson has been a little disappointing and inconsistent. So for me on the Commanders side, it's pretty much Daniels, McLaurin. What about you?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm going against Daniels, but I have McLaurin. But that's a nice stack as well for a cash. It's a little higher price, but it's a nice one, 78 and 72.
And then the last game on the slate, or it's Monday night game, it's actually not on the slate for our DFS, but we're going to talk about it, is the Lions and the 49ers. 49ers are at home, 3.5 point favorites. So the Lions are so banged up that they're only 3.5 point favorites over the 49ers right now. I mean, Lions start them all, right? Goff, Amon-Ra, Jameson Williams, Jahmyr Gibbs.
Baby, I need your best day.
He's gonna have his best day. You're getting that because Eddie has him. My opponent has him. He's gonna have like 40 points today or tomorrow. Don't worry about it. Jahmyr Gibbs locked and loaded, 40-point guarantee.
From your mouth to God's ears, my friend.
Nothing to do with God. This has nothing to do with God. Trust me. Do you play Laporta? That's really the only question on the entire Detroit team is Laporta.
4,900. If you could not have gotten any other Lion into your lineup, how much is JMO?
Well, it's again, remember this is a Monday night game, so it's a totally separate lineup. So you're not trying to squeeze, you know what I mean?
Yeah, probably not. I mean, I'm not super excited about it. He has been very inconsistent, and like you thought maybe with Montgomery going down, and you know maybe they're not going to go leaning all the way on Gibbs with it so that they would pass more. He would get, and it's kind of not been. It's been a little shaky, so I'd be shaky to start him. and for 4,900. I guess in your if you're in a tournament, like you're in the championship and you have Laporta, you're not
If you're in season long and you've had them and you have them, you're starting them. It's
right.
like
There's like nothing you've been able to do all year but do that.
Right. 49ers, Brock Purdy, George Kittle, Debo.
Yeah.
And then
I mean the Purdy Debo stack is nice. Or Purdy Kittle. I probably for some reason I like Purdy Debo, but
the reason is because you own Debo in season long. That's the reason.
Is it?
Yeah. Yes. Garendo at running back. You got Garendo
I want nothing
there.
to do with him because I'm going against him, but I mean 6,500 I'd rather spend elsewhere.
Agreed. Yeah, that's 65. That's too much for him. I don't see, especially against that Lions defense, banged up or not, they're still a good defense. And so, yeah, I'm not going anywhere near Garendo. And yes, I'm playing against him too, so he's guaranteed to have 30 points. Okay. So that's the slate. Not a lot of games. Got through it real quick. So now it's a question of making a lineup.
Making a lineup, and it's got all the game. It's got this up until Sunday night in it, right?
No.
It
does not include Sunday night.
So Sunday 4:00.
It's just 1s and 4s.
Got it. We're gonna start. We're doing cash first.
Yeah, let's start with the cash lineup. And again, the cash lineup is probably higher probability, safer plays. We only need to get into the top half of scoring in this. We don't need to finish number 1.
How did we do last week? We did cash good, right?
Yeah, we cashed last week. We've cashed 2 out of 3 weeks. Our tournament lineups have been shitty every time. They've been crappy 3 out of 3 weeks.
Oh, what was it? The first week our cash lineup did tournament lineup. It should have been in a tournament, right?
We did enter it in the tournament and it won money.
Yeah, it was like 180 something we scored.
It was good, yeah.
All right, so cash, you want to start with tight end or defense?
Well, we did discuss a Mason Rudolph Chigakonkwo stack.
You want to just hop right into that?
I'm putting it in. I'm plugging it in. So that's Mason Rudolph for $5K and Okonkwo for $3,600.
We are balling right now.
So now defenses. Let's talk defenses.
You can go Colts for 35, Eagles 31, Raiders 26,
Titans 28.
Titans 20. Yeah, I mean honestly, Raiders have still been like horrible teamish, but the defense been pretty okay, and the sacks they'll be going to be getting. And New Orleans is just they were the first team to be shut out.
I'm okay throwing the Raiders in there. All right, so let's see. Cash running backs that we discussed. We talked about Tajay Spears at 5,400.
That is a nice price.
And that's 3 Tennessee Titans. I think that's enough Tennessee Titans.
Right. So you want to not use him, and maybe we'll
no. I plugged him in.
Oh, okay.
So that's 3 in our lineup right now. We'll see if we want to swap him out, but I put him in there because I mean he's a good play. He's a good play, Titan or not.
I remember the Titans, bro.
At 5,400 with no Tony Pollard, he's going to get the work.
Jonathan Taylor 79.
The thing about Jonathan Taylor that scares me, and it doesn't scare me necessarily, but it's just like he just had 218 yards and 3 touchdowns last week. What are the chances he has another game like that in a row?
None, but doesn't mean he won't have 140 and 2 touchdowns.
I'm going to put up. I plugged him in there.
All right, so listen, would you go Taylor? Because we've been pretty savings. Taylor at 79 or Barkley at 86.
Barkley.
All right, put Barkley in instead of Taylor. Those are the two players I would try and one of the two I would try and get in a high price cash, you know.
So now we have an average of 62 left for 3 receivers and a flex.
And we just spent $8,600 on a running back. Awesome. So we got 2 RB. So running back, wide receiver.
So
Who do we say? Evans?
Well, let's I mean, yeah, we talked to Evans. I think Evans and Adams are really good plays today.
What about
Jalen McMillan, 4,600.
Joe? Throw him in there. We're saving doll hairs, bro.
So if we put McMillan in there, then but I don't know about playing McMillan and Evans in the same lineup. That makes me a little nervous.
Oh yeah. I didn't realize we put Evans in there.
We didn't.
Oh,
okay. So here's what else we could do is instead of 4,600 for McMillan, we could pay 4,800 for Josh Downs.
are you doing that thing?
What thing?
Where you're picking the guy because you're going against him and think
he's a good Anthony. Josh Downs with Joe Flacco is a straight up wide receiver 1. He gets 30 fucking points every time with Joe Flacco.
4,800, huh? I mean, it's a good price.
Yeah,
for sure.
He's priced as though he would be with Richardson.
What about, we also said Adam Thielen, no? He's a cheaper not cheaper than him, but he's a cheapish option at 57.
So let's see. If I put Downs in here, and then I slide Evans in here, and then I slide Adams in here, then we have a flex left, and we have 5,400 left.
Oh, you said you put in Devontae Adams, Mike Evans, and what was the other one?
Josh Downs.
And we have 50 what?
54 left with a flex.
Which leaves like your first available is Dabs, and then above would be Ridley, a Thielen at 57.
Yeah, but you could also remember that a flex you could use running backs also.
Oh, that's right. Hold on, I didn't have that. I just had a receiver. Spears we already have in there, right?
Spears we already have in there. Amir Abdullah I think is a good play today. I mean, no, I don't think Travis Etienne is a good play, but I am going against him, and he's going to have a great game. I think he's a terrible play. Yeah, okay. I'm going to take out. You want to leave in Evans or you want to leave in Adams? Who do you trust
Evans.
more?
I like Evans.
Okay. So now if we come down from Adams.
Where was Adams at? 71. So then go 71. A little lower to like Neighbors.
Not Neighbors. You crazy? Well, Neighbors might not even play, let alone finish the game.
I'm just hoping for a rookie record for that. Something positive for the Giants here. Let me live. You Addison maybe.
Addison in a cash lineup.
Brian Thomas Jr. is not exciting. Thielen.
I mean, Addison isn't a terrible play, honestly.
Do you want to go from Adams to Garrett Wilson? If you're still trying to get in there?
No, I don't.
Reed, but or a Thielen at 50, 58, 57.
I'd rather play Thielen than in a cash lineup and Reed in a tournament.
So throw in Thielen, and we've saved like almost 2 G's.
So now we got 6,800. We could play your boy Brian Thomas. Oh, Bucky Irving, I think is the play. 6,700. Bucky Irving.
Brock Bowers is the play.
No, it's Bucky Irving.
I'm good with Irving or Brian Thomas Jr. either way.
All right, I plugged Irving in. So we got Mason Rudolph, Chigakonkwo. We got Evans and Thielen. We got Tajay Spears and Barkley. We got Josh Downs, Bucky Irving, and the Raiders.
I like it.
Nice. And now for our tournament lineup.
Get jiggy with it. All right.
All right, where do you want to start?
Do we have a stack in mind?
I mean, we talked about young Thielen. We talked about Jaden Daniels and McLaurin. We talked about.
You could do a Baker McMillan. You could do a Baker Evans, a Young and Thielen, or whatever the other one you said. I guess is pretty good. And then I think that's pretty much it.
You want to do Baker McMillan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you can almost come back around and Evans it if you have it at the end.
For a double stack?
You could.
What defense do you want to roll with here?
I honestly, if you still want to go for money, I would still start with the
Raiders.
The Raiders, because they're the cheapest option that I think is going to have a good turnaround.
What about tight end?
I'll give you a tight end. Let's see. I mean, you could still put in Chig. We're going heavy Chig.
All right, I got Chig.
3,600 is.
It's hard to pass up.
For real. I'm looking down really, and there's nothing. Yeah, he's like probably going to be widely chosen, but like, I mean, Kraft is 39. Maybe that's somebody else that is choosable in that range. But there's like, how do you not play him?
Yeah.
All right, so now we got RBs.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. How are we average wise?
64.
Okay, because now that we do have defense and tight end away, like this is pretty much your average. Amir Abdullah, 51. Just I'm not saying I'm throwing that out there to you as what your thoughts on him.
I don't know. I don't know if I don't know. I don't see any kind of like huge upside there.
I'm just trying to. I mean, Tajay Spears at 5,400, dude. You can't.
Yeah, I know. He looks good to me too, but that's who I was looking at, honestly.
I mean, because you're trying to hit a lower somewhere, and like as you start going up, like he's 5,400 and up. It's him. I'm not Miller. No. Madison. No. Rashad White. No. I'm not really excited about it. Tracy. No. Ford. Dowdle. Not against Philly's defense.
Nope.
So Breece Hall at 63.
No.
That's what I mean. Like, it's who he. How do you not?
So Spears is in there.
Did we play Bucky Irving in the last one? We did too,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Jesus Christ! All right, so like, we did go very high on Barkley. So like, do you want to do a James Cook? Who else are you looking at right now?
James Cook's fine. I was looking at either Cook or maybe Achane.
I'm just so afraid of a Dolphin, but like honestly, I haven't really paid it so much attention because I have them nowhere. That,
but actually, Achane's actually not a good play because I just realized Tua's out, so I'm gonna stay away from Achane because he pretty much succeeds when Tua's in there by catching the ball.
All right, so wide receivers.
Yeah. You want to throw Jaden Reed into this lineup tournament?
Sure.
So we need one receiver and one flex, and our average is 69 right now.
Oh, it's a good average. So we can throw your Devontae Adams in here.
And that leaves us 67 for a flex. Which again, you got your Bucky Irving, your Brock Bowers, your Malik Neighbors. I'd be okay putting Neighbors in the tournament lineup, but not in the cash lineup.
All right, so Bowers, Irving, or Neighbors. That's pretty much your choices.
Yeah. What do you like?
Damn. That's a tough choice right there. All right, Tech, who do you take out to go head to head? I guess Neighbors because he's
the risk. Yeah, Neighbors is the riskiest one out of all of them. So let's go Bowers. Let's go Bowers. Double tight end.
That's risky business.
Yeah,
I like
we got Mayfield and McMillan. We've got Spears and Okonkwo. We got James Cook and Devontae Adams. We got Jaden Reed, and then we got Brock Bowers and the Raiders defense.
I like it.
It's not bad.
No, I think what we've done has been pretty good. I enjoy the Sunday. I enjoy the talking about it so to other people like right before the game starts. And I think we've pretty much made pretty good lineups. We've always every week have chosen multiple guys that we think are good plays, and they have been. So I think we've been pretty good. I'm confident.
So again, you'd play Kendre Miller over one of the Carolina running backs today.
Not super excited about it.
If your championship depended on it, what would you do?
Fuck, man. I mean, honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, like New Orleans is so bad, and Carolina's been. You have to. Is there been any reports that says anything that like they're leaning one guy or like nothing, right? So I guess
I haven't read it. Well, I mean, I got up this morning and I got on here, so I haven't really like after I get off here. Now that we're all like we're gonna be off a little earlier than normal, which thankfully we are because I'm gonna need it all the time I can to fucking stare at this. But yeah, I got to go through Twitter and I gotta comb through.
Honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, like I might go with the Black Shear. Like they got shut out last week. Now it was against Green Bay, I believe. Obviously a much better team, but the Raiders is like they're gonna sack. They're gonna get to the guy. You know, I'm just afraid that I'm super afraid, dude. That's a fucking tough one.
Let me take a look real quick while we're here. I'm gonna look on the Foot Clan website and I'm gonna see.
Oh yeah, start sit.
Well, no, start sit isn't working. It keeps saying because the way that they update the start sit, like let me just double check it right now. It hadn't been updating.
Oh, while you're doing that, do you want to hear what's happening right now for me in the league you don't know about?
Sure.
So we know that it's a good price point for first. I have Burrow, who went with a nice 37, Henry with a 24.5. Chase didn't get any of those touchdowns, goddamn you, T. Higgins, but he had 19.2. Schultz from my tight end 4, and then Russell Wilson from my other quarterbacks 17.7. He's only had 2 players go, and they've been Lad McConkey and Trey McBride, who he's together has like 59.7. And I have 102.4. It's not looking good right now.
Yeah, it's not what you want. But I mean, my matchup is pretty much the exact same as that, where I've had 3 guys go, and he's had 2 guys go, and he's like basically he's like right behind me. Trey McBride had literally had his best game of the season last night. Of course.
12 for 123 and a touchdown.
Yeah, he literally had his best game of the season last night, and I fully expect the rest of his guys to do the same thing. So let's see. Right now, the Panthers. Okay, we're looking at Tampa Bay. We're looking at the Raiders. over the last 3 games, the Raiders are 13th against running backs, and Tampa is 3rd against running backs. So that doesn't help me because that leans towards Kendre Miller.
Right.
But at the same time, if the Buccaneers are 3rd against running backs, then I might be able to play the pass catching running back in that situation, which is Blackshear.
Yeah. They aren't very good against the pass.
Well, it's not even a question of just the pass. It's just like if they can't run the ball and they're in like long down and distance, this guy's going to be on the field a lot. You know what I mean?
Right.
Might catch
Well,
some
like the
checkdowns.
Panthers have been spicy the past few weeks, and this is going to be a higher scoring game than the other one.
Yeah.
Like the Saints could get shut out again, and you know, I mean, you get shut out doesn't mean you're not running or moving the ball. You're just not scoring. But it could be one of those things. Like they're going 3 and out every time, and at the end of the game, he's got 12 rushing attempts for fucking 27 yards.
Yeah.
So where Blackshear, like you said, he could pretend it can go this route where he gets 3 catches for 22 yards and has a better day than Miller.
Yeah. Yeah, I might have to do that. It's not what you want.
No, I should have probably done that in Laces Out, to be honest. I should have just unplugged Harris and then waited for waivers to go through and just played like Blackshear instead of Najee Harris, which is crazy to say.
Well, see, and I'm in the opposite situation where if I had just played Najee Harris, I would have my 10 points and I could just move on. Now I got to pray that one of these guys gets me 10 points. You know?
Yeah, I mean, like if Blackshear, if Boone is just there to it's not even change of pace, just to like give him a break, then
That's
I
not
think.
what. See, no. See, that's not what I think is going to happen.
But I think that then you're okay if that's the case.
Boone more than likely will be the first and second down back, and Blackshear will be the third down back and pass catching back. Because Boone's like 210 pounds, 6 feet, 210 pounds, and Blackshear's like 5'9", 190. So he's not getting like 20 carries in this game.
Yeah, well, maybe, I mean, yeah, I guess you're going for the catching, but like that's
Scary.
what you're hoping for.
Yeah, it's very scary. Very scary.
Yeah, I'm scared too, dude. The projections have him up by 6. Obviously, it doesn't mean anything, but
No.
5 players scoring 102 isn't terrible. But he has 2 scoring 59, and he's got some good players left, and I mean, so do I. But I'm scared, bro. This is the rest of it. So I already have who I went. I'm not talking about who it is. We know what the difference is. I have Gibbs, Debo, Ridley, Pittman, McLaurin left with a 53-point lead. He has Daniels, Barkley, Aaron Jones, Amon-Ra, Reed, Garendo, Mooney, Penix. So the Penix-Mooney stack has to absolutely fucking die today. And then Garendo, same thing. But yeah, like it's still not like, oh, I'm done. But it's like, yeah, my stomach hurts.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you, and my stomach's gonna hurt all the way till tomorrow night because he's got 3 guys going tomorrow night still. I have nobody.
So you're done as of like 4?
Basically. I'm pretty much
that's what's
done.
gonna bother me is we both have.
I'm done this afternoon, and he's not done till tomorrow night. It's fucking disgusting. It's the worst run out, the worst possible run out. So I just get to sit here being like, just getting sicker and sicker and sicker for 24
Yeah, well, me
hours.
too. We both have 2 players going Monday night. I'm gonna shit.
I have no players going Monday night, and he's got 3. He's got Goff, fucking Gibbs, and Garendo on Monday night. That's huge. I have to be up by like 75 points
to feel okay. Yeah. I feel you. This is gonna be. Hey, we could be in pain together.
Mm-hmm. All right, bro. All right, so that'll do it for our Sunday special. Thanks to everybody who tuned in. It's championship week. The next time we will talk will probably be Friday. We'll be on Friday to do the recap of all the championships and all that other good stuff. So good luck to you, Anthony.
Yes, you too, sir.
Thank you. And I will see you next time where it's always Sunday.